of course, before we get on out the door, I'm here with Priest Isaac, and we're going to be talking about the African History Month essay. And just to let you know, the African History Month is next month, February, the greatest month in the world. All right? So, Priest, good morning to you, bro.
Yes, my brother. I take it you're born in February.
Of course.
Well, just blessed love to you and, the fullness of Antigua and Barbuda. As you know, this is actually our 9th year of doing the African History Month essay competition, my good brother. And just to give the audience who may not know exactly what it's all about, every year at this time, coming into the month of February, we actually do an essay competition where it is really for all the youths in the nation from the age of 7 to 17. We actually have 3 specific sections where you have the juniors, the intermediates, and the seniors. And every year, the title of the essay is always the same. What does African history mean to me? In the last 4 or 5 years, we changed the title slightly to what does African history / heritage mean to me? Now, depending on what age group they fall in, they will have to do either 150, either 200, or maybe about 300 words specifically for the essay itself. Now, what it is, my good brother, you just saw the poster there up on the screen. We are going to have our official launch. We are launching this officially on Sunday on my international network, which is Radio Anu. It is very easy to get there. It's the priestisaacinstitute.com. That's priestisaacinstitute.com. That's really the website. And I think it's one of the most outstanding websites we have in the region. Check it out, brother. Right. And you go straight to Radio Anu. And on Sunday, that is at 7 o'clock, I will be having the official launch going into February. And, for the whole of February, I will be promoting it, doing interviews, doing lectures, trying my best to encourage all the children in the land to come on board, so they can specifically be a part of this year's initiative. So where we are right now, we are really allocating or seeking for the gifts to be a part of the whole event. As I said, this is our 9th year. I think by now we are skilled in it. Honestly, I think we have proven that, we could handle a promotion as such. I've already produced a letter, an official letter, and this is going out to the people who are watching. Anyone who would like to partake, I don't mean to partake in writing the essay. We're going to explain all of that when we launch it. And coming into, maybe I could return for African History Month too. But for those who want to contribute as far as the prizes, etc., I have officially set up a budget and the official letter. They could either contact me, maybe I could give the information at the end, or now they could email me at very similar email to the website, priestisaacinstitute at gmail.com, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, or call or WhatsApp at 728-8289. That's 728-8289. As you can see, I have already received one of the many gifts that I intend to receive. This is an Android tablet, because these are the gifts we usually give, let the family understand. I know some people say, oh, you should give books, and so let me use some other books. This is what they want. You have to remember, it is African History Month, and we're asking the youth to write an essay on what does African history mean to me. It don't mean nothing to plenty youths. That don't mean nothing to me. I know that.
I was about to ask you, over the 9 years, what have you seen from the different essays? What vibe do you get from when you read these essays and, you say, okay, cool?
Well, definitely, brother, just what I would expect. You see, this initiative is really just to spark the mind of the children. Before we started the essay competition, one of my motivational projects was to write letters to the different ministers of education. There's not a minister of education, I think, that in the last 10 to 12 years that is around that kind of say that I have not written them a letter as it relates to putting African history specifically in the curriculum. I myself have created my own African history curriculum to the point I have an international homeschool program that I do where I offer African history and astronomy. I've actually become certified my lord, in the field of archaeoastronomy. I have my certificate that I could show it to you officially. So, you know, we're certified to teach these subject areas. So, in Antigua, we have no African history. We don't even have local history, much less as a part of our curriculum. So when we noticed that, okay, one educational minister or education minister clearly told me that CXC would fight against that. So it was at that time that I decided that, hey, if we're not putting this in the curriculum, I'm going to create an extracurricular activity, which is the essay competition, to encourage young ones to come and find out something about their Afrocentricity. Now, let me show you my good brother. It was a pastor, right? This may sound strange. A pastor that was showing me that he had a summer camp. And at this summer camp, this young girl, she was about 13 or 14 at the time, she told him that she was a part of a gang. And to be a member of this gang, hey, listen, man, this is going to hit funny. She had to have sexual intercourse with 3 other gang members, male, within a period of 1 minute. 3 of them in 1 minute, so you don't know it's seconds apiece. Now, what I'm saying here, when I heard that, I said, no, man, that sparked me and pushed me to fully start the essay competition. You may say, what does that have to do with African history? You see, it is because we are void of the knowledge of who we really are. Because we are Africans, you know. You may want to say you're from Pata, and you're an Antiguan, and you're Caribbean. You may be all of that. But you are an African first. You are from the motherland. That's where your root comes from. So as Marcus Garvey say, when you take the root from a tree, it is like a black man separating himself from his history. Now you will be surprised when you study African history, heritage, and culture. It teaches us such morals and principles that you'll be surprised that a lot of the ills we have in society and a lot of the ills that is ingrained in the youths of the minds of the youths would not be there because they have learned a sense of pride of who they are and where they really come from. There's a book by the name of The Wretched of the Earth by a man named Frantz Fanon. And in that book, right, Frantz Fanon speaking about what is known as the voodoo tradition, not voodoo. People like to criminalize it and call it voodoo and then they kind of stick and dig it with pins. No, that's something else, that's witchcraft. But the voodoo is an ancient tradition, like Obeya. It's an ancient African tradition. Ain't no mixing nothing and no frog legs and no chicken liver. It's an ancient African tradition. And in voodoo, according to Frantz Fanon, he's a scholar from Martinique. He says that in the voodoo tradition, when a man looks at his brother's wife in a way that he should not look at his brother's wife, which you know what I'm talking about, without anyone coming and convicting him because of the principles they practice in voodoo, he would go to the house or the family of who he defiled in his mind and would recompense for his sin. Now that may sound strange to someone, but even in the Bible, remember Christ said, listen, when a man committed adultery in the days of Moses, they would string him up, tie him up, hang him, stone him to death. But verily I say unto you, the fact that you even think of it in your mind, you have already achieved it. And that is an ancient African principle. So I'm just showing you that as simple as that is, that when we cut ourselves away from these African principles, history, culture, we have breed ourselves into a new sort of people.
And this is why you have the essay to bring them back to their roots as youths, because they're the generation coming up.
To start the spark, this alone can't do it.
Trust me.
Because remember, we're in a desert. It's
right.
Totally void.
All right. So what time on Sunday?
Well, Sunday, as I said, it's 7 p.m. sharp. Antiguan time. No, not Antiguan time. 7 p.m. sharp. I don't take it on. 7 p.m. sharp on radio and easy to find. As you see there on the screen, the website, priestisaacinstitute.com. And I would say again, you can also give us a call for more information. The number is 728-8289, 728-8289. You can WhatsApp us as well, especially for those who would want to contribute to the initiative, because my brother, this is no money-making initiative.
Well, over the years, I've always heard you said that. It's just about education.
We always put our money back into it.
Right.
I'm telling you, and I will be happy for the year when I see people really come on board and uplift the minds of the youth.
All right. Well, thank you for being here with us this morning, folks. Remember, put up the flyer again so they can see the website, how they can get on Sunday, and email with all the information if you want to be a sponsor of whatever is happening here. Get that letter.
Son designed that.
Oh, okay. So be a part of the African History Month essay, and during the African History Month, we're going to be educated again, because I'm going to make sure we invite him again so we can talk of some African history. My brother, I do have a beautiful day, and stay with us here on Antigua Barbuda today, folks. And now we're a bit over time, but we'll be right back.